My name is Cinnamon Twist. I think I'm probably known for, I think if there was a solo I was known for, it would probably be These Boots Are Made for Walkin'. I've been with the troupe for almost 4 years. My favorite solo to perform is Pet Me Papa, because that was my first solo, and so it's just sort of precious to me for that reason, because it was my very first burlesque solo. And then also that song is a song that I knew from childhood dance recitals, and it wasn't until I heard it again as an adult that I realized that it was actually really just frankly kind of dirty. But it's still super sweet and cute, and so I just love performing that routine. I think the fans' favorite solo of mine is probably Light My Fire, because that's the one I do with the big red feather fans, and that's really super classic, super glamorous. It's what people think of whenever they think of burlesque, so I think that's the one that the crowd really loves the most. My favorite group routine to perform is our new one, the West Side Story themed piece. I love it. The dancing is really challenging, but it's the kind of dancing that I've always wanted to do. So it's that one's been rewarding, and it's been a lot of work, but it's absolutely been worth it. So before every show, I always try to make sure that I eat a banana, because I get cramps in my feet. My feet are always cold, and so I always have on leg warmers, and I just try to make sure to eat a banana and drink a bunch of water the day of the show so that my feet don't cramp while I'm on stage. Post-show, there's not really anything specific that I do every time, except for I'll go out with the girls, typically have a cocktail or two, and then just try and gauge everyone's opinions about the show. I love dissecting and rehashing and getting audience perspective as soon as it's over. I know a lot of people don't want to think about it and they just want to live with the glow, but I immediately want to know how people felt and what they liked and if I did well. My favorite part about being a part of Sin City Burlesque is I just love to dance, and I love that I get to dance, that it's challenging stuff, it's artistic, it's beautiful, and that there's grown women who still get to get dressed up and get on stage. I think misconceptions I'd like to clear up about burlesque are that it's easy, because it's not. There's so much work that goes on behind the scenes to get ready for a show, to just get a costume, to get a concept, even to get your piece together. It's a lot of work, and I think as much as I love it when women are empowered to get up on stage, nobody wants to see somebody take off their clothes to a song about taking their clothes off. We've all seen it, you know, so it's tough to keep it interesting. And I think, you know, people who say, oh, I could never do that, there are some people who say, I'm totally going to do that, but don't even realize what they're in for. It's pretty intense. I don't know. Just gonna say, I don't know if this is something that's my favorite, but I'm really into 60s go-go kind of music and dance right now, I've been watching a lot of Laugh-In and Hullabaloo and all kinds of old shows that had dancing in them, just to kind of get that 60s style, the whole go-go aspect, the French yaya music, that kind of stuff. I'm super into that right now, so hopefully we'll see some of that get to manifest itself on stage soon. So I like to think of myself as a performer first and foremost, and I love that people after the show will say things to me like, you know, you looked like you were having so much fun, and that is the most important part, because if it doesn't look like it's a ton of fun, then why does anyone want to watch? And I love also that people, so many women will say, oh, I wish I could do that, and it's, you know, you can. It's hard work, but you can, and you should, and you shouldn't let it hold you back. You've only got one life, and so you can't be scared to get out there and try something. You know, I used to be pretty nervous and inhibited about the whole notion of getting on stage and taking your clothes off. I mean, there's so much more to it than that. But I also tell the girls, you know, just because we're on stage and we're performing doesn't mean that we're absolutely okay with our bodies. Everybody has hang-ups and issues and good days and bad days, and whenever one of the other girls is having a moment, I try to remind her something that I have to remind myself, which is that no one has ever said or thought anything worse about me than I have thought or said about myself. And so if you take confidence in that, make peace with it, get past it, it's so much more fun to get on stage and have a great time than it is to sit at home and worry about what people think of you. And I just love that so many women afterwards are empowered to come back and take a workshop, or they start bringing more people to shows, or they just get into burlesque. It's just really, really cool to see, and I'm glad I can help be a part of that.